So, let's continue with the exercise we worked on in the last video. I had to cut it short because my studio was no longer my studio. But that's okay. I think it was a good start, and I want to continue with this exercise. So we're gonna just kind of review what we learned with that, and then show how you can kind of seamlessly switch back from left to right sides with it. So to review, we want to stand in our starting posture, which for this exercise, we have the right foot angled slightly, pointing slightly to the right. Let's start with the, start with the left foot pointing slightly out and the right foot on the heel. The weight is in the left leg, the knee is slightly bent, so we're sinking into the left leg, and the right leg is very light, and the heel is, the toe is pointing up. So what we can do first is just work on the footwork. So it's basically just weight shifts forward, right toe comes down, and as the weight continues to shift to the right leg, the left toe turns in. So you kind of kick forward and turn with the ball of the left foot. So let's see that again. And then you go forward to the forward position where your knee is over your toe and your nose is basically where your knee is. And your shoulders are relaxed, your back is straight, and so we can do that a few times. You can kind of just, as you sit back into your right leg, toe comes up, and the right toe comes up and the left toe again sort of angles slightly out, not too far. I wouldn't say 45 degrees, maybe even 30 or whatever, not quite 45 degrees. We sit in this leg, and then we do that a few times. And you really want to feel the weight shift. So you want to feel this weight go from about 90% in this leg to about 70% in this leg. So this is sort of like 90-10, and this is sort of like 70% weight in this leg and maybe 30 in this leg. And you want to feel your back straight. Your head should feel very much light and suspended. Shoulders should be relaxed. And you just let your arms kind of hang while you're doing this. And then when you get the forward and back, you can work a little bit more on this twist of this back foot. It's this twist to kick you forward, push you forward. And you want to make sure, I just did a correction because I feel my legs getting further and further out. You want this pretty close. You don't want super exaggerated. I think sometimes when people first start doing Tai Chi and they think about like the wide stance that they see and they try and do this stuff, that's not how we do it so much. So we do a tighter frame, smaller frame, form that should feel a little more natural. Sure. Okay, so then we can try it with the other foot too. It's basically the same thing. Alright, so once you're feeling comfortable doing this, and that you feel that your feet are staying shoulder width, and this step is not too far. Basically, the heel is just above the toe here. So, oh, that's cool. You can actually really see this with the two cameras. Isn't that nice? So the heel is just above the toe. So it's about where you want it. All right. So now we'll switch back and we'll add the hands. So again, left foot pointed slightly out, right foot in front, heel just above the toe, right heel just above the left toe, toe pointing up. And back straight, sunk. So this is another correction that has to happen a lot for new people is the butt. People like the butt sticking out. So that is something that you have to be aware of. So you don't want to like overdo it, but you want your butt not poking out. You want it straight. So you kind of want this whole back, neck up to the head to be in alignment, down to the your butt bone. So, and then you sink into this leg, and you really feel the weight there. Again, this is the 90% weight in this leg and maybe 10 in this, where you can actually pick this leg up. Now, take your right hand, palm facing in, put it right in front of your face, and fingertips about where your mouth is. I think I might have said chin yesterday. Yeah, I think it's more like chin. And hold this for a minute. You see the arm is at an angle. You see the elbow is down. It's not like this. It's like this. The shoulder is loose and down. They're not up. Shoulders are down. Elbow is down. Palm is slightly curled. Fingers are slightly curled, but it's not a conscious curling. It's just a natural. Keep the fingers open. The fingers aren't closed. Let's see. The fingers are open and slightly curled. So that's the right palm, then the left palm. Pick it up, same thing. Elbow stays down, shoulder stays down, fingers are slightly curled and open, but not in any way exaggerated or strained. It's very natural. And then the left hand palm is facing out, and the left hand goes behind the right hand, and you lay it basically on your wrist. Lay the left fingers on your wrist. And we'll just do it like this for now. There'll be a slight modification when we actually do this in the form, but for now, just lay your left hand on your right wrist. Don't push them too far out. Don't put them too close. Should feel really natural. So again, let's just try the footwork with this posture, with the hands here. So toes go down and kick forward and lean in. Do that a few times with the hands. kind of sliding on this floor, so I'm adjusting my feet as I go. All right, so now that we got the hang of that, we're gonna add that hand movement. So we can practice this hand movement a little bit too, without the footwork, but both hands turn at the same time and go down. So this is the motion that happens. The right palm turns down, so the right palm that's facing inward turns slightly outward, and the left palm that's facing outward turns slightly inward, and they turn together. So you can practice this a few times, and then add the arm sweep with it. So as the palms turn, the arms sweep down, and then back to your hip. So you can kind of do this. So you can see I'm just sweeping with the arms and I'm not doing anything with my feet or my body. I'm just sort of practicing this sweeping motion with the arms and the turning motion of the palms. So the palms turn, the arm sweeps down and to the side. Down and to the side. Palms turn out, sweep down and to the side. So now we can do it all together up to that point. And remember to breathe throughout all of this. We don't do too much, we don't do complicated breathing things with our Tai Chi form, especially when you're starting out. Just breathe, breathe naturally. Nothing strenuous, you don't have to count, you don't have to synchronize, just breathe naturally. But don't forget to breathe. So palms up, right palm in, left palm out, right toe up. Toe goes down, weight goes forward, left toe twists, and the palms, along with the whole body, led by the waist, presses out. And as you get to the to this position, this forward position, the palms start turning, doing the turn motion, and the arms start sweeping down. And then as the arm extends all the way down, you twist, you start leaning back, sitting back on your left leg, and the waist turns to the right, and the palms follow that turn, and they land right here on your right hip. And then as they land on your hip, you sink your body. This right toe goes down again, and this right, and these arms sweep. You can sweep it right past your knee. It's a good marker. Sweep, up, back to starting position. I'll do that one more time slowly, and then a few times fast, or at normal pace. All right, starting position, toes pointed up. Toe comes down, weight goes forward, left toe twists to parallel, body pushes forward, palms start turning, and arms sweep down. Then we reach the end of that sweep and we start sitting back in our left foot. This right toe comes up, the weight shifts, the waist turns, and the arms come to the right waist, to the right hip. And then we sink, this toe goes back down, we sink and sweep the arms past the knee, up to starting position. So let's do that a few times. And so as you connect these iterations, this sweeping up and the pressing forward kind of gets smoothed and blended together. So coming up, we don't actually land here. We come up and then we continue with the next iteration by pressing forward. And I sometimes get sloppy with not, it's important to kind of get this arm down, let these arms sweep down before you lean back. But as you see, these movements kind of blend together, and this is the roundness, one aspect of the roundness that we talk about. And you can sweep without shifting weight, you can just sweep, or you can press down, back, and really dig in and sweep. And you can also, when the arm comes down, you can lean forward a little bit. You don't want to go crazy with that lean. You can lean forward just a bit. Back. You might feel some pain doing this. It's hard to say if that's because you're doing it wrong or if it's just because it's exercising. Like I'm sweating already doing this. So let's see. I don't even know where are we at. Wow. I just want to show you, before we move on from this exercise, how you can switch hands. So we are doing it this way, the right hand being the outward hand with the palm facing in, and the left hand palm facing out. And right leg up. So we do this movement a few times. And now, as we come up, we can slide the right hand, slide the left hand out, the toe comes down, and basically you take a step forward and end up in first position, but everything's reversed. So the left hand is out. The left hand is in front with the palm facing in, the right hand is below with the palm facing out. The left toe is up, and your weight is on your right foot. And then you can kind of do the same thing. And you can do it again. So this switching motion can become part. Again, it kind of just blends in once you get the hang of it. So let's just try that again. And I'm going to switch, and so I step, and right. So since the palms are already turned, I can just continue with the downward sweep. Sweep, and now again. So it kind of the switch kind of the palm switching kind of replaces the palms turning out for the first time that you do the switch. And so it really feels nice to do that smoothly like that. It helps, when you're doing the form, you are trying to do the movements. Smoothing out the movements is part of doing the movement, doing the form correctly. So it is nice to do that in this kind of smooth manner. But it takes a little while to get the coordination right. And as you're doing this, and it feels more comfortable, that's the time to take a minute and actually think about all the stuff that you're doing. So take a mental inventory of what your body's doing, and this twist is there, the weight shift, the back being straight. Really helps to actually do this with the camera. So if you have that opportunity, I recommend it. The finishing, sometimes, like I said, sometimes I'm sloppy. So it's like finishing this movement and then going down, all the way down, and then shifting back. So it's kind of an interesting dichotomy of doing each movement from start to finish and also blending the movements together. And that is part of the form practices, is learning how to kind of navigate those two things. So then we go up, step, slide the left hand out, down, to the left, scoop, and continue. Okay. That's all for now.